can you identify if you have the best agent helping you find a home? Stay tuned, we're going to talk about just that. Associates of eXp Realty, and today I'm going to give you 5 signs of knowing if you have a good realtor or not. And if you haven't even selected one yet, that's okay. You can actually take these little tips and signs and formalize them into some questions when you do interview one. Now let's face it, purchasing a home is most likely going to be one of the most largest investments in your whole life. And you don't just want any realtor to be representing you. You need an experienced agent to help you identify the right property for you and to ensure your best interests are protected. And that means not a recreational agent, which is someone who does it on the side, whether it's because they work another job or because they just do it for fun. No. You need a real estate professional who has their eyes on the market and the developments going on in it that could affect you in the future, along with the art of negotiation and that knows how to overcome unexpected obstacles that arise. And believe me, they do arise. Now, I've been in the industry for close to 19 years now, and I have assisted hundreds of buyers over the years. And I have heard some horror stories from people who have worked with agents who didn't seem to protect their best interest at all. So, how can you know if you have a good realtor? Well, here are going to be some ways that you can identify a good realtor. Number 1, a realtor should know what's going on in the area, meaning that they should know whether there's commercial coming into the area, new construction developments, apartments, what's going on with the schools. These all affect the value. And that means it could bring the value up or down depending on what's coming into the community. Also, that agent should, number 2, verify the price that is listed is the true price and value for that home in today's market. You see, because sometimes when homes are listed, the seller tries to dictate the price and it's not always the true value of the home. And because an agent wants a job, if they're treating it that way, then they're going to take the listing and they're just going to list it at whatever the sellers tell them to list it at. And if you love that home, you could be emotionally drawn to just write a full price offer, which may not be the true value. And so what I do when I'm with my clients is if they tell me, Shastine, I love this home, I will actually say, I'm so happy, but we're still gonna go back and I'm gonna look at the values of what's going on in the community, what's sold like that property, and then I'm gonna come back and advise you on what price we should be writing that offer at. Now, ultimately, my clients always have the final say, but it's my job to provide information that's going to help them truly know what the value is for that home today so that they're not giving away future equity. Number 3, an agent should make sure you're not the most expensive home in the neighborhood when purchasing, which is what I just kind of said a second ago. But that's important. You don't want to be the most expensive house in that area and you're like at the medium square footage in that area. That is not going to be best for you. Again, you just got to have all the information so you can make a good decision. Number 4, the agent should help you to stay true to what you specified you needed in a home at the time of your buyer consultation so that your emotions don't get the most of you in the moment. Meaning that, like with a lot of my clients, they'll tell me we absolutely have to have enough room for us to have cars to be parked for our kids that are going to be driving at the age of 16. And lo and behold, if we come up to a little community where there's narrow roads, you only have a 2-car garage, there's no side area, and they don't allow, parking along the road, I'm going to remind you of this because even though you may say, I love this home, My job is to be able to just remind you of the future so that you don't end up being miserable later on. And again, if you decide to purchase anyway, that's okay, but I did my job.
I warned you.
Number 5, and the last one, which can cost you money if this agent is not doing this, and heartache and time and all kinds of things. And that is, an agent should be able to catch if there's going to be any repair issues that come up prior to writing an offer. Now, disclaimer, I am not a licensed inspector. However, an agent that has been around for a good number of years should have been attending hundreds of inspections and looked at hundreds of inspection reports. And so they should have a really good eye, right, when they come up to that property on whether, that siding is bad, roof looks like it might be end of life, cracks are in the foundation are horizontal, cracks vertical or too wide. They should at least be able to tell you just visual signs regarding things that could be an issue later on for when you negotiate. Now, you might be saying, well, we can negotiate through that. The seller will pay for it. Well, there's no guarantee that the seller is going to pay for it. The seller may not even be aware of it, and the seller may not even have enough equity to do the repairs. And so in this situation, when I see something like this, I advise my client, these might be some issues, but let me talk to the listing agent and find out if that seller is aware of those issues, and to see if they have given consideration for those issues, if they're willing to make consideration for those issues before we even write an offer. And then we can base our offer based off of the input and information that I got from that agent. So again, you need to have an agent that is working in your best interest in all of these areas. And this is just the part of actually finding you that home and identifying that home and writing an offer, what you should know about before you even write the offer of the home.
I'll help you find a home.
I hope that all of this helps. You deserve the very best, so I hope that you will use these signs to identify your buyer's agent when it's time to purchase a home. Thank you for tuning in, and until next time, I hope you have a great home buying and selling day.